My name's Sam Fordham, I work for RHIZA Digital, I'm a technical manager. Variable seed rate is one of the most important applications we can apply variably. With seed rate you're looking at an even establishment. Now there's several factors that can influence that. The first and most important being soil type and soil variation. Once you've had that mapped through one method or another, you can then understand what the variation is and how to adapt your drilling practices to suit. With variable seed rate, we can draw back on some robust figures from guides such as the AHDB Wheat Growth Guide. And there's some very good benchmarks in there in how to get the best yield from your crop and what those benchmark figures are along the way. So if we take a 10-tonne crop at harvest, for example, of winter wheat, in June, July, we'll be looking for a 600 to 700 ears per metre squared head count. But to achieve that 600 to 700 ears in June, we need to have at least a 260 plants per metre squared count in what we call the winter survival. So what has established, germinated and established throughout the winter, including what you get as winter die-off. Once you've got that 260 plants, you've then got a good platform to push for yield afterwards. The most important thing with variable seed is to know what you're trying to achieve. The main goal obviously is to increase establishment in poorer areas, but also I think we need to consider other environmental factors such as drainage, pest damage such as rabbits and deer, compaction areas such as your turning headlands, but also look into more agronomised things such as weed control. But the base of it will always come down to soil type. When you're sitting in your tractor going through your fields in the spring, you will always find areas of a field that don't look thick enough. The unfortunate thing is, come the spring, you can't exactly go back and throw more seed at the job. So getting this right in October when you start drilling is obviously key. Layering different things in, as I mentioned before, has its benefits, but it's important not to do too much too soon, as you will not be able to see the outcome of what you've influenced to start with. Yeah, I think preparing for the worst. So preparing for the worst weather is almost what you've got to do. Remember, you're harvesting crop in August. We know those figures you've got to hit to get your yield, but you're drilling in October and there's a lot can happen with the weather in between then. So setting the crop up right from the start using variable seed rate is important, and almost plan for the worst case scenario. Be bold with your choices. It's wrong to be moving 5–10% either way. You need to be looking at those bigger, bolder changes with your seed rates. With RHIZA, the digital platform, you have a weather module on there so you can start tracking trends through weather through previous years. We also have satellite imagery available on there that helps you track the biomass of your crop so you can see where your poorer and better areas are. In using this data, you can use that alongside field walking with your agronomist or yourself to put observations to make notes for future years' plans. We also have the ability to do variable rate nitrogen using this imagery to be able to manipulate the canopy after that establishment phase. You've only got the soil you've got. You can't change that. Organic matter can be changed, but the mineral content, sand, silt, clay fractions, you cannot change. So understanding that and measuring it gives you the ability to be able to manipulate your inputs.